Hey everybody, it's Jess from Six Spice. I thought I'd come and give you a holiday update because it's been pretty insane and it's actually a really entertaining story. So, we were originally going to leave on Monday and drive down to Perth, but Cyclone Damien was on its way, so we had to leave earlier. So, what actually happened was we spent, we left Saturday. I'm looking at my calendar. We left Saturday morning instead of Monday morning, and we drove. We left at 5:40 in the morning, and so we spent Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday ferociously cleaning up the house because we were leaving it empty for 6 weeks. Doing cyclone prep, which means like cleaning up everything outside and tying down all of the like fridges that we have outside and the kid toys and things like that, and making sure our animals were delegated out because we have like a dog and our fish and our chickens. So we had, and then like I had to arrange a few last minute things because wasn't expecting that my chickens would need caring for because I wasn't expecting the cyclone to come. So it actually did hit our town, but our house is fine, the town's fine. It's not a big deal, but you still don't know how big cyclones are going to be, especially before you leave. So we had to sandbag around the doors and make sure everything was okay in our house. Not to mention pack, not to mention like the usual cleanup of the house. You know, you can't leave rubbish around, do all the dishes, and make sure the house isn't a complete mess. Put my plants into like the garden where they would get water and things like that. So yeah, it's a bit of a schmoz even before we left. So we originally were going to drive from where we live down to Carnarvon, which is about approximately 500 k's, and then we were going to spend the night, and then we are going to drive from Carnarvon to Geraldton, which is another 500 k's, spend the night, and then we were going to drive from Geraldton to Perth, which is another approximately 500 k's, just to break up the trip because like Eliza, the toddler, she's only 2, and so we didn't really want to deal with her stuck in the car and being upset and things like that. So but that got totally washed out. So it was Saturday morning, 1:30 in the morning, I woke up and I just instinctively knew we had to leave really early this morning. So I was up at 1:30 in the morning, and Eliza for some reason was up too. She woke up and she was with me, so I was like making some food because we eat gluten-free, and Mark, like my partner, he's a celiac and he can't eat any gluten or anything, so stopping roadside isn't necessarily an option for us. Not really at all because of his dietary needs. So I had to make some food, which isn't a big deal, but this was all happening at 1:30 in the morning, so I was making food and doing last minute cleanup and last minute packing and things like that, and the cyclone was coming, and I knew that we had to leave before it hit because we were already on blue alert, and it was only a matter of time. And actually at 9:30, it would have been Friday night, so we went to bed, and 9:30, we went into yellow alert. So we knew it was only a matter of time till red alert came, and then we wouldn't be allowed to leave. And with cyclones, when they dump a lot of rain, and they can wash out the roads and things like that, and you can be left without being able to leave town for like, it depends on how much water there is. It could be like weeks, you don't know. So we had to go. So we left at 5:40 on Saturday morning, and instead of stopping in Carnarvon because we didn't know how far down the coast the cyclone was going to come, because it looked like it was going to go back towards the coast, so we just kept driving all the way to Geraldton. Luckily, Eliza slept, and I did too. Slept 5 hours, 500 k's of it. So yeah, I woke my partner up at 3:30 in the morning when the rain started and was like, we gotta go. The rains have started, which means it's only a matter of time till the roads flood. So the roads did flood, the roads did shut, and the airport shut too, so we didn't want to, so it's a good thing we did leave, even though everything's open now, but it could have been a lot worse than what it was. You just don't know. So we traveled to Perth, and we did end up staying in Geraldton one night. So we drove from our place down to Geraldton, which is about 1,000 kilometers, took all day, and then we drove from Geraldton to Perth, and we're in Perth right now. Perth, Western Australia, in case you don't know where that is. And it's been a bit crazy. We almost bought a car. I don't know, we were looking at cars one day. We have been wanting to get like a larger four-wheel drive than what we have, but we decided that we'll get one soon. We've been thinking about it for a while, but it wasn't the right time. And Mark got food poisoning one day. the Hong Kong port shut, so we had to change all of our flights to Singapore. So we're going on a cruise. We're leaving tomorrow morning. So originally we were going to fly to Hong Kong, and then we were going to go from Hong Kong to Vietnam, Thailand, and then Singapore, and then fly from Singapore back to Australia. So the Hong Kong port shut, so then the cruise changed it from Hong Kong to Singapore. This was the same time when we were doing cyclone prep and preparing to leave and everything. It was just insane. But you can sit there and complain about it, or you can just say that happened for a reason and go forward with your trip plan. So that's what we did. We moved forward. So we had to move all our plans from Hong Kong to Singapore. So we got all that sorted out. And then this morning at 6 o'clock in the morning, the cruise, Vietnam shut its ports, so the cruise got canceled. So now we had to change everything today, so we're still in the process of it, but we're going to leave tomorrow morning. We're going to go to Singapore for a few days, stay at one hotel for a few days, and then we'll go to another hotel for a few days, and then we're going to fly back to Australia, and we're going to tour the southwest of Australia, so Western Australia. I'm not exactly 100% sure what we're doing yet, but that's the plan so far. So the next update you'll get is either going to be probably me in Singapore. So tomorrow morning I'm going to Singapore. Gotta pack now. So hopefully the rest of the trip will be a little bit calmer than what it's been so far, but you just never know. And I'll keep you posted. Hope you enjoyed this trip update of the craziness of my holiday. And we'll see you again from Singapore. Bye.